Not a huge fan of Trump. I'm even less of a fan of Elon Musk. But I have to tell you, but what we're learning right now about how these funds that were supposed to be used for like development in these nations we're finding out that they've been funneled to our congressman. Chelsea Clinton's wedding? Are you kidding me? And why does Saudi Arabia need Sesame Street? I don't get it. And that's like the least of it to me. That one, I'm like, okay, maybe we can make sense of that one. But what is going on right now and what is being uncovered, I think, is the exact thing that the Congress has been scared of and why they want to ban TikTok. Because everyone on TikTok has been talking about shit like this. And this is not one party. This is bipartisan. This is the Republicans and the Democrats. They are all misappropriating our taxpayer money. I'm not going to be afraid to come out here and tell you how I feel about that. And I know because I just said that, so many of you are going to unfollow me. That's okay. What they're discovering with these funds in our Congress, I am here for it. Never liked Musk better.
So you've seen that, you heard that. We have an absolute spending problem. And at the end of the day, this is something that is totally being revamped as we speak. There is going to be nothing like this ever done in the future. And I cannot wait to see everything that happens from here on out. People are absolutely sick of what has been going on, but this is a great video debunking New York Times. This guy is a extremely smart person, and he goes over exactly how Elon is changing government in the most efficient way and exactly how it's going to play out. And this is going to be an awesome video, a little bit longer of a video. I'm going to play it out, and then we'll get back into it after the fact.
All right, let's debunk the New York Times.
If you want to understand what Elon Musk is doing now to the federal government, all you have to do is look at what he did at Twitter.
In October 2022, Elon Musk bought Twitter for $44 billion and molded it in his own image.
He focused on mass layoffs, on reducing real estate footprint, and on pushing employees to resign so that he could cut back on payroll and real estate costs.
Now he's taking those same tactics to the US government.
Just look at the email that the federal government recently sent to its workers, offering them a buyout to leave the government.
It echoed a similar message that Elon Musk sent to Twitter employees in November 2022 with the exact same subject line.
Musk uses an approach to his businesses called zero-based budgeting. He's now started to use that tactic in government and say basically government spending needs to come down to zero and line items need to be added back one at a time.
And some of the same people that Elon Musk used during his Twitter takeover are now being deployed to help cut costs at the federal level. So it's worth asking, how successful were Elon Musk's tactics in reducing costs at Twitter? While he's cut costs in slashing back budgets, in reducing headcount by around 80% of people, corresponding revenue has also gone down.
Its valuation per investors has declined significantly from the $44 billion that Musk paid for the company in 2022. And what happened to those who were late?
They're very selective with their information. And the goal is to push a certain narrative to get you to think that what Elon is doing with the government is bad. But they say, hey, if you want to see what he's doing with the government, just look at what he did with Twitter when he took it over. So yes, he cut a bunch of staff that was unnecessary, and he cut unnecessary cost down. If we apply that to the government, that means more taxpayer savings and more money for us to get our government out of debt. But that's not it. All they told you is that revenues have decreased. So let's go back specifically to what he said.
Budgets in reducing headcount by around 80% of people, corresponding revenue has also gone down.
Notice how he didn't say corresponding profit has also went down, because it hasn't. Notice how he also didn't tell you that there was an advertising coup against X. A bunch of platforms stopped advertising on there to hurt the platform since Elon took it over. But let's go back to profit. He didn't say anything about profit or EBITDA. Let's read this. Start at the bottom paragraph. In 2021, Twitter reported adjusted EBITDA of about $682 million and about $5 billion in revenue. That was the last full year before Elon took the company private. Now let's go to the top. X reported to investors 2024 adjusted earnings, basically adjusted EBITDA, right, of about $1.25 billion and an annual revenue of $2.7 billion. Investors said that that was a better picture than they had expected, and that X's finances hit an inflection point a few months before the election. So even with advertisers working against Elon, the company now has less revenue, but produces more profit. And mind you, Twitter was a very, very, very left-leaning company. Over 96% of political donations from Twitter employees went to Democrats. It was a very left-leaning company. It was run by the left. So Elon took that company over, removed all the unnecessary pieces, and removed the people that would be harmful to the platform. Dealt with advertisers trying to destroy his platform, and still turned it around. Now it has more features than ever and is more profitable than it was when he took it over with less revenue. And like she said in the beginning,
if you want to understand what Elon Musk is doing now to the federal government, all you have to do is look at what he did at Twitter.
so now let's think about it. He cut the expenses at Twitter, which would mean he would cut the expenses for the federal government, meaning they would require less tax revenue from you and I. He then made Twitter much more profitable. If he makes the federal government much more profitable, that means more access to pay off our debts and then more access to provide services for the American people. Twitter has greatly benefited from Elon Musk, and our federal government will do the same. The less expenses our government has, the less tax revenue they need to collect from you and I. The less tax revenue you and I pay, the more money we get to keep in our pockets. And the more profitable the government is, the more they can reinvest back into the American people rather than just paying debts. Do not listen to these news outlets. Elon and Doge are doing exactly what we need.
There you have it. This is an absolute understatement of how efficient the government is about to be. People always go back to the amount of money, the revenue that Twitter X is making now, right? But as you can see, the profits have been more than doubled with less revenue. That means it's more efficient, more cost effective. This is what is going to happen in the government. And I cannot wait to see exactly how it plays out. And shout out to Jeffrey Mead. Jeffrey Mead is a very, very intelligent person, and he breaks down so many videos that is just basically fear mongering and propaganda. So it has been a blessing to watch Jeffrey Mead talk about these projects and you know, departments and stuff, and it's only going to get better in my opinion over time. And we're only seeing 1% of the waste, fraud, and abuse that has actually happened and is currently happening, and we're constantly stopping payments going to non-American you know, what we don't want to see the money going. And it's going to be something of a ever growing news narrative, right? That what Elon's doing is terrible for the country, this and that. But like I said in almost all the videos, they're just pissed that their money grab is gone. USAID is one of the first ones. There's going to be every single government agency is going to get an audit. And that is exactly what the taxpayers and the voters for Trump want. And I cannot wait. It's going to be a unbelievable story at the end of the 4 years, I believe. And I'm excited to see exactly what happens. So let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Most importantly, share. Smooth Unfiltered. Peace.